Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, I had seen something that Daily Download did on YouTube, on Twitter. Who's better, David Pearson or Richard Petty? So I thought I would go ahead and pull some numbers and look at some things and see if I can answer that age-old question. Who's better, David Pearson, the Silver Fox, or the King, Richard Petty? So, here's what I came up with. We're going to run down all the numbers inside and out. Got some new numbers that I've never really looked at before that I was able to go ahead and get. So we're going to take a look at everything. So first off, the King, Richard Petty. Why is he the King? The most starts all time, 1,184. 200 wins, 555 top fives, 712 top tens, 123 poles, a career average finish of 11.3. Silver Fox, David Pearson, 574 starts, 105 wins, second all time, 301 top fives, 366 top tens, 113 poles, an average finish of 11.0. Now, here's some stats that make David Pearson look like he's better. Career winning percentage, so number of wins based on number of starts. David Pearson, 18.21. Richard Petty, 16.89. Top 5 percentage. David Pearson, 52.4. Richard Petty, 46.8. Top 10 percentage all time. 63.7 for Pearson, 60.1 for Richard Petty. Now we know Richard Petty ran twice as many races. So Richard Petty was the 1959 Rookie of the Year. David Pearson was the 1960 Rookie of the Year. David Pearson never ran every race in the season. His 3 championships. In 66, he ran 42 of 49. In 68, he ran 48 of 49. In 69, he won 51 of 54. He entered in 51 of 54. Richard Petty, on the other hand, ran every race 20 times, 20 years. His first championship in 64, he ran 61 of 62. In 67, he ran 48 of 49. Same as Pearson in 68. In 71, Richard ran 46 of 48. So they both won 3 championships without entering every race. Richard, though, ran every race from that point on, except for a couple of years toward the end of his career. 72, 74, 75, and 79, he won the championship, but he ran all the races. David Pearson, 3-time champion. Won the Daytona 500, a 3-time Southern 500 champion, well, total of 10 wins at Darlington. 3-time Coca-Cola World 600 winner, 3-time Winston 500 winner. Richard, on the other hand, 7 championships, 7-time Daytona 500 winner, 1-time Southern 500 winner, 2-time World 600, and 1-time Winston 500. So of the crown jewels, Pearson won 10, Petty 11. Richard Petty's first win came in 1960. His last win came in 1984. Pearson's first win came in 1961. His last win came in 1980. So I've dwindled down the numbers a little bit from basically during David Pearson's heyday. From 61, that first win, until 80, his last win. During that window, David Pearson, 505 starts, 105 wins, 295 top fives, 346 top tens, 109 poles. Richard Petty, during that era only, 766 starts, 189 wins, 483 top fives, 561 top tens, 121 poles. The winning percentage during just from 61 through 80, Richard 24.6, David 20.7. Richard Petty, top 5%, 63.1, David 58.4. Richard 73.2, top 10 percentage, David 68.5. Now, during this time, from 1961 through 1980, so basically the 60s and the 70s, we had 62 different winners. We had Petty at 189, Pearson at 105. We also had Cale at 69, Bobby at 60, Ned at 43, Bobby Isaac 37, Junior at 31, DW 27, Fred Lorenzo 26, and Joe Weatherly at 20. We had 19 drivers win 10 or more races. So you could see clearly Petty and Pearson above the other two. Then Cale, Bobby, and Ned were all right there as well. Bobby was building his career. Cale was building his career. Ned was at the tail end. Bobby Isaac had won the 1970 championship, so he was kind of right in the middle of his career. Junior was at the tail end. DW was getting started. So you kind of had the past and the present all right there in the future together. But if I had to say which one is better, I mean, obviously it's got to be the King, but it's not by much. It's 1A, 1B of all time. Now, obviously, there is a bigger argument. Who's the greatest NASCAR driver of all time? We've had the 75 greatest drivers countdown. Now, here's what yours truly is going to do in the off season. So we got to wait 6 months for this. But I'm going to profile all 75 NASCAR greatest drivers. I'm going to rank them. Now, obviously, the Larry Phillips of the world, the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series, the modified guys, they're going to kind of be separate. But the guys that ran majority of their career in the Cup, Xfinity, and Truck Series, I'm going to rank them 1 through whatever the number is, and in my view, come up with the number 1 driver in NASCAR history. I have an idea that I think will work. We've got to wait till the off season for that one. So as soon as the off season is over with, we're going to have the 104-day countdown from Phoenix to Daytona. We're going to profile the 75 greatest drivers of all time. We're going to profile the rest of the champions from the Xfinity and Truck Series. And the one and only NASCAR Cup Series champion, not part of the greatest 75. The 1950 champion, Bill Rexford. His profile is already up on Robert Sports Show. All right, so who's the greatest? Richard Petty, David Pearson? It's got to be the King. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.